Okay, so I wanted to do a review of the Canyon Neuron, and I kind of wrote a script, but I'm not going to follow it too closely. And I'm just going to tell you my thoughts about the bike, maybe a little bit about the geometry and the components. And I'm going to start with the geometry. The bike is a little bit conservative in geometry department. Like I ordered the size large, and the reach is 453, so it's kind of about the same that I have on the Capra. Top tube is 626. And the head tube is 67.5, and the saddle seat tube is 74.5. So the head tube is not that slack and the seat tube is not that steep, but it makes for a quite nimble bike. When I wanted to get another bike, I kind of wanted to get a nimble short travel trail bike. So this one has 130 travel on the front and the rear. It doesn't feel too small for me, but it's a little bit stretched out because of the 60mm stem. The handlebar is 760mm wide, but I think that's a good width for a handlebar. I have been riding this bike for like almost 3 hours at a time, and have gone to gravel roads also. And I got a little bit of wrist pain on my right wrist. But I think that it will help when I get my core muscles a little bit more strength in those. Components on the bike they're not the most expensive ones, but they're like really good price to performance ratio. So the brakes are SLX. The front one has 4 pistons and the rear one has 2 pistons. The front one is really powerful and the rear one is powerful enough, considering that the rear one is way more easier to lock out braking. The rotors are center lock rotors and they have 180 diameter both front and the rear. The shifter is SLX, but rest of the group set is XT, so there's XT cranks, XT cassette, and I don't know if there's a XT chain. And the derailleur is XT too. I would have preferred the shifter to be XT because I like the ability to go smaller cogs 2 at a time. This SLX shifter only lets me drop 1 cog at a time. The cassette is 12 speeds, so there's lots of speeds to choose from. I was perfectly happy with the 11 speed cassette though. The smallest ratio is really low. The front chainring is 30 teeth and the rear one is 51, so it's 30-51. That's really low ratio. The dropper post on the bike is Canyon's own design and it works, but the lever should be under the bar. I like the underbar lever much better than the on top of the bar one. The suspension, it's performance series, so it has the grip damper opposed to grip 2 of the performance elite and the factory, and there's no Kashima code. But the lowers are exactly the same between factory performance elite and performance. So this is the Fox 33 performance. I like the grip damper. I have no complaints of the suspension of this bike. It's really supple over like really small roads, small chatter, and that it eats up really well. When there's like bigger hits, it firms up quite fast, and that's a good thing if you're going down in berms too, but I don't have too many berms around here. The bike climbs up really well, mostly probably because of the wheel set. This is DT Swiss XM 1501 wheel set. That's like the lightest one they're selling in alloy. And I wanted alloy wheel set because I feel that I probably would break the carbon ones, and the alloy ones are a little more supple. The front one is 30 millimeters internal width and the rear one is 25. The tires are Maxxis 4-caster and they are 2.35 front and back. But the back one comes up a little bit narrower because of the narrower internal rim width. The bike turns really easily, like I don't have to wrestle it around like I have to do with the Capra. The acceleration on the bike is also really nice. Like I just pedal hard a couple of times and it's already going really fast. I made a couple of personal records on Strava going uphill with this bike first time I rode it on the trail. And I wasn't even trying that hard. I thought that it's going uphill easy, but it was also fast. The suspension, I can make it bottom out quite easily. So you're not supposed to do too many jumps with the bike. It bottoms out easily, but you can't really tell while riding that it has bottomed out. I only noticed it when the rings were like on top. So it's still quite progressive when it's bottoming out. Oh, I have to tell about the seat post. The large size on the Canyon website, it's for people over 182 centimeters. I'm 178 centimeters tall and my inseam is 82 centimeters, so I have a little bit longer legs than I'm supposed to have. But this makes me at home with bikes with a little bit shorter top tubes and shorter reaches, but the seat tube needs to be a little bit shorter for me. One on the Canyon is 480 millimeters and that's bigger than on both of my other bikes, and I was worried that the saddle might not fit me well or that the seat tube would be too tall. I changed the saddle and now I have 5 millimeters of space under the collar of the seat post. So if you're considering this, you can make the seat tube a little bit lower with just a slim saddle. The color on the bike is really nice. The paint is really well made and I already gone down with the bike twice and it only has like a little bit of scratches like here.